Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Well, an overwhelming amount of viewers have made it clear that there are two films that put the sin in cinematic shitmongering that I must address. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And God can't tell you how much I don't want to review these suckers. If someone gave me a choice between sitting through these movies again and being crucified, I'd say, grab the nail gun, I hear there's a lumber sale at Home Depot's. Both of these movies are based on the best fighting games that ever hit the arcades. Street Fighter 2 for its speed and gameplay, and Mortal Kombat for its violence and gore. But luckily, all that violence and gore had absolutely no disturbing side effects on our decent childhoods. I'm sorry, I have to do that every 12 minutes. Now, both of these movies came out around the same time, so we got a double dose of disappointment that summer. But, to keep it simple, let's review the first film that came out that year, Street Fighter. So what's the main problem with this piece of shit of a movie? 4 syllables. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme is like the poor man's Chuck Norris, the guy you get if you think Steven Seagal is too classy for your movie. He knows martial arts, but he often forgets that you need a personality in order to be interesting.
Anytime, big head.
The only bigger insult to having a bad actor in a bad film is having a good actor in a bad film. Enter Raul Julia as the villain M. Bison. Raul Julia was one of the most charismatic actors who ever lived, and was taken from us a million times too early. In fact, it was rumored that Raul Julia did this as his last film because it was something his children really wanted him to do. Well, thank you, you little brats! He lived long enough just to see the destruction of his entire career! Top notch! Warning, this is clearly for satirical purposes. Raul Julia kicks ass, I'm sure his family kicks ass.
You've lost your balls.
So what's the story, you're probably wondering? Well, ironically, it involves absolutely no street fighting whatsoever. Van Damme plays a war hero named Guile who's out to stop the evil M. Bison from, you guessed it, taking over the world.
Of course!
On top of his fearsome army, Bison also has hostages that he's holding ransom for $20 billion. Guile, being the fearless leader, has this to say. Can he do that on TV? After that, we get a bad action sequence, followed by another bad action sequence, followed by another bad action sequence, followed by another bad action sequence, followed by... Oh, hey, look, they're actually talking here. Okay, this is the scene where they discuss their strategy to... Oh, wait, no, sorry, this is just another bad action sequence. Guile's accompanied by 3 other fighters, Chun-Li, Balrog, and Honda. They represent some sort of journalistic secret agent fighting squad who are also out to take on M. Bison. Now that's just violating nonpartisan reporting. These 3 obviously have a very difficult task ahead of them. Not taking on M. Bison's fearsome army, but trying to figure out what the hell their fearless leader is saying.
Call it a wake-up call.
A wake-up call? What's a wake-up call?
If I'm not topside in 15 minutes.
What?
And destruct his defenses.
Huh?
If Sagat runs against the Bison.
Who? Seriously, even the actors in the movie look at him like they have no idea what he's saying.
Some moron just scanned me.
I hate to admit it, but I think I might actually be missing Schwarzenegger.
Get the hostages out!
Get the hostages out! Things start looking up when it appears that Guile has been shot and murdered in the middle of a violent shootout. Hey, alright, this movie's finally starting to get good! It turns out that Guile's still alive, and this death scene was just an attempt to fool the enemy, even though they spot him on a speedboat just a few moments later. Which makes this scene entirely pointless. By the way, I love Guile's army fatigue of blue camouflage. That'll really come in handy if they're ever fighting in the sky or underwater. The rest of the story is kinda hard to keep track of, considering how there's so many damn characters. Most adaptations have the problem of leaving a character or 2 out, but not Street Fighter. No, they have the courtesy of giving us every single damn annoying character these games ever produced. Like Guile, and Bison, Chun-Li, Honda, Zagat, Balrog, Ken, Ryu, Cammy, Zangief, DJ, Vega, Dhalsim, T-Hawk, Blanca, Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Cubby, Tommy, Pinky, Brain, John, Ringo!
The Professor and Mary Ann!
It's a nightmare! Everyone in the world is here! It's like a Street Fighter Christmas! Okay, I'm gonna do you a favor and show you the only funny scene in this entire movie. It's when the villains are watching a TV screen showing a truck of explosives riding out of control, only to find that the truck is actually heading right towards them.
Quick! Change the channel!
Okay, that's kind of funny. But trust me, it's not worth it to watch painful scenes like this one where the most stereotypically smug British man tells Guile that they're giving in to M. Bison's demands.
Deliver these instructions to your troops, then consider yourself relieved of your command. We think we can deal with General Bison.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to burn down an orphanage and puppy farm. Then Guile delivers a speech that even George W. would find epically ridiculous.
Our superiors say the war is canceled. We can all go home.
Oh, God. I don't know how much more of this movie I could take.
Bison is getting paid off for his crimes. And our friends who have died here. But we can all go home.
Yes, very tragic. I got things to do, so I'm just...
Meanwhile, ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up. But we can all go home.
Well, we would if you would stop yapping your trap.
Well, I'm not going home.
No, don't do this to me, Van Damme. You said I could go home.
I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass.
Heart of a poet.
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
No! One subplot out of the billions going on here involves Guile's friend Blanca, who's transformed into a mix between the Hulk and one of those cavemen you see from the Geico commercials.
You're joking.
This is done by a scientist named Dhalsim, who's just a dead ringer for the Dhalsim in the video game. Can you tell the difference? I sure can't. Actually, one of the strangest parts of the movie involves his appearance. The last time we see him, he looks like this, and then the next time we see him, he looks like this. What the hell happened? One minute he looks like a scientist, the next he looks like the bald guy from 300. And the movie never tells us why. Did he just bloom into a Yogi Indian warrior? Was he on his way to a Kwee costume party? I mean, it makes no sense.
Why?
So after an onslaught of bad lines and lame action scenes, we finally get to the showdown between Guile and M. Bison. Granted, Bison's army is totally outnumbered and all they have to do is shoot him in order to end this stupid war, but nope, Guile wants to risk thousands of lives so he can show off his cool hand-to-hand combat moves.
Okay.
A 30-year-old heavyweight takes on a 50-year-old dictator? Gee, I wonder who's gonna win. What a shock. At some point, Bison regenerates himself and is able to levitate throughout the room. So he flies up into the air and hits Guile straight on. And then, after that, he flies up into the air and hits Guile straight on. But then he has the brilliant strategy of flying up in the air and hitting Guile straight on. I think finally the 12th time he does this, Guile gets an idea. Maybe he should hit him.
Bison, you're off the air.
I think probably the strangest scene, and trust me, that's saying a lot, comes at the very end when Guile tries to rescue Blanca and Dhalsim. Blanca says he can't face the world looking how he does, so Dhalsim decides to look after him in the comfort and safety of a burning building. I mean, what made them think they would be okay there? Guile even at one point says,
This whole place is gonna go up.
oh, it's a fixer-upper, but you can't beat that rent. Gee, I wonder how the armies feel knowing that Guile's best friend and an innocent scientist were lost in that explosion. I guess they're taking it pretty well. Horrible movie, sucks ass, next film. That same year, Mortal Kombat came out, and you'd think we would have learned our lesson with Street Fighter, but the fact is the advertising for this movie was actually pretty good. It looked just like the game, the special effects were kinda cool, and it had that techno beat you could never get out of your head. We went into Street Fighter knowing it was gonna be bad, but for Mortal Kombat, we were suckered in. So what's the main problem with this film? 4 more syllables. PG-13. The game was one of the most violent bloodbaths that ever hit the arcade, and we all knew there was no way they could fit all that gore into a PG-13 movie. Which is a shame because there's a lot of characters here that could use a good decapitation.
Where do you get these guys?
The story centers around 3 people. Johnny Cage, who makes his living as a pretentious actor, Sonya, who makes her living as a pouty FBI agent, and Liu Kang, who makes his living as a, Asian. Accompanying them is a mystical something or other known as Raiden, played by Christopher Lambert, who sounds a little bit like Peter Lorre after drinking a million sandpaper martinis.
The great tournament was too much responsibility.
Responsibility! They're summoned to do battle in a supernatural tournament known as Mortal Kombat, spelled with a K, not a C. Because it's more threatening? All of them entered the tournament for different reasons. Sonya, because she's after a killer named Kano, Johnny Cage, because he thinks it'll help his career, and Liu Kang, because he's, Asian. All these characters are pretty annoying, but it's Johnny Cage's one-liners that really make you want to kill yourself.
You want me to carry your luggage? I pay money, you carry the bags.
Thank God I didn't ask him to park the car.
The tournament is run by the soul-sucking psychopath Shang Tsung, and of course his goal is to, that's right, take over the world.
Of course!
Where the hell are we?
Do I look like your travel agent?
We find out later that Kano is actually working for Shang Tsung and is ordered to defeat Sonya at the tournament. Like most of the characters in this movie, this guy could have been really cool, but unfortunately, he talks.
You know, one-on-one, man-to-man, hand-to-hand.
Oh, come on, I just got done watching Van Damme. Don't put me through another annoying accent.
Almost lost my lunch.
I know the feeling. He's also accompanied by fighter Sub-Zero, who gives new meaning to the term cold shoulder, and Scorpion, whose hand looks like a vagina being penetrated. Well, it does!
Disgusting.
Both these characters are pretty cool, but maybe that's because they don't talk throughout the entire movie. For all we know, they could have Jamaican accents or something.
Who's the big hot bag of bear who doesn't bathe and doesn't care?
Then there's also the creature known as Goro, who's also serving Shang Tsung. And let me tell you can really tell he's been working on his forearms. Oh, what? He's said to be an alien prince, but I don't know. I think he looks an awful lot like the human prince to me. He's a pretty decent effect, despite the fact that his lip movements are about as accurate as a sock puppet's.
This puny mortal will be no trouble.
Oh, wait a minute. Cage is about to do something funny. So Sonya defeats Kano, Liu Kang defeats this guy, Raiden croaks up some more advice, and Johnny Cage even manages to kill off Goro, which is an act of kindness after listening to his stupid one-liners.
This is where you fall down.
We also find out why Scorpion and Sub-Zero don't talk. Scorpion turns out is a fire-breathing skeleton, it happens, and Sub-Zero is too busy pulling energy from his crotch to defeat his enemies. Hey, if you had cold balls of fury like that, you wouldn't be talking much either.
Exactly.
After that, the film follows a pretty standard format. Someone fights, Raiden talks. Someone fights, Raiden talks. Someone fights, Raiden talks. So what exactly does he talk about? Well, I hope it's not something cliche like you must first face your fears if you were to conquer them.
You must first face your fears if you are to conquer them.
Fuck me, this is a dumb movie.
Come to a little tournament, he said. Be good for the career, he said.
Later, we find that Shang Tsung kidnaps Sonya and forces her to fight him instead of Liu Kang. Oh, wait a minute, what happened to the brave and powerful Sonya? One second she's this fearsome warrior, and all of a sudden you put her arm behind her back and it's...
Oh, save me, he's too strong. No!
It's okay, you know, you'll get out of it.
Let me go!
Alright, calm down, you'll think of something. Okay, chill! I mean, Jesus, you're an FBI agent. It's your job to get out of situations like this. Maybe I should tell her she's not going to be in Mortal Kombat 2. That'll cheer her up.
Get over yourself.
Looking for guidance, our two heroes turn to Raiden for some helpful advice.
I have nothing further to teach you.
Oh, now you shut the fuck up. The one time we actually need your advice and you have none to give. What kind of Highlander are you anyway?
Sorry.
The least you can do is tell us where he's taking her.
The Emperor's castle.
The Emperor's asshole? Actually, he was referring to the mystical realms of Outworld. And no, that is not another name for San Francisco. This horrifying dimension has the incredible terror of knocked over statues, and some more knocked over statues. Oh, and a creature known as Reptile, who's kinda like a mix between Finding Nemo and Satan's ass.
Reptile.
Ooh! I hope this leads to another pointless action sequence! It does! I love meaningless violence with no rhyme or reason. It reminds me of just how boring the human imagination really is.
Brilliant.
After we see Sonya dressed up in a skimpier costume, which is questionable but not problematic, Shang Tsung enters with a bunch of hooded servants, and we all know how this works. Alright, the good guys are gonna be in the robes, they keep their head down so you don't see them, yeah, okay, they're walking through, okay, make the evil speech, we all know the good guys are gonna pop up any minute, you know, can we just move this along a little bit? How long do we have to wait here? Yes, I know you're very evil and everything, come on, can they just pop out anytime? I mean, can you just hurry up and send in the clowns?
They're already here.
Hooray! Let's celebrate with more fighting! And how about another stupid Johnny Cage line?
Nice dress.
Okay, seriously, no more Johnny Cage jokes. I just can't shrug anymore.
Enough!
So Liu Kang defeats Shang Tsung, rescues Sonya, sets free all the little Casper goats, and they live happily ever after. Or do they?
What is it, Emperor? You weak, pathetic pathetic fools. I've come for your souls.
I don't think so.
Well, I do. When the credits pop up, that means it's time to leave the theater and never look back at this horrible film as long as you live. Now granted, Mortal Kombat isn't quite as bad as Street Fighter, but that's kind of like saying being stabbed in the stomach isn't quite as bad as testicular torture. Bottom line, these movies suck. The games are great, but these movies suck. They're horrible. They're horror terrible. If I had a choice of seeing these movies again and crawling across a street of broken glass on my belly with my thigh open, only to be greeted by a pack of rabid wolverines who not only want to eat me, but also rape me, I'd probably see the movies again. But it's close. Very, very close. Like a gnat's wing. I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
Game over!
Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. You know, I was pondering the other day. Oh, yeah. You might be wondering why I don't have a beer to stroke while I ponder. Well, that's because I made a very foolish bet the other day at Ask That Guy with the Glasses. I bet him that John McCain would win this recent presidential election, instead of that other guy, I forget his name. I think he was on the news once. So, since I lost that bet, I had to go ahead and shave my beard off. What can you do? Well, I hope you're happy, Mr. Glasses, sitting there all high and mighty in front of your bookcase. Hello? Oh, hello, hey. Didn't hear you come in. Wait a minute! Why did you shave your beard? I thought the contest was if McCain lost, I had to shave it off. No, I thought the contest was if I didn't post the video with the contestants answering the questions in a week, I'd have to shave my beard. P.S. It's coming soon. Well, this is great! We both shaved our beards off when neither of us had to. What the hell else could happen?
Hello? Am I on the internet?
Why the hell did you shave your beard off? You weren't even part of the contest!
I just wanted to belong! I saw everyone else shaving their beards off, so I decided to too! Will you guys be my friends now?
No, God! How'd you shave that thing anyway? I didn't think you had a razor.
I put cheese whiz all over my face, and then I let loose a bunch of hungry rats! They were so happy, I named them all Daryl.
Oh, dude, don't tell me anymore. That's also how we waxed my bikini area.
Dude, stop!
You weren't even part of the contest. You didn't have to change. What? Change!
Change! You got change!
Ah, come on, get him out of here, will ya?
I'll give you a cheese wax!
Piss off! Just to let you know, that video is coming, I assure you.
Get out of here!
Oh, right. This is that guy with the glasses saying, there's no such thing as a stupid... Great, so I shaved off my beard for nothing. What a waste. Well, even though I will no doubt grow another one, I can't help but feel saddened by the loss of my cherished friend. He's been on my lips for years, and now, with a whisk of a razor, he's gone. I'm not usually a sentimental person, but I feel it only necessary to pay homage to the first and original beard that has been on my face for what seems like eons. So, you wonderful scraps of face fuzz, this is for you. I'd like to thank Sarah McLachlan for writing the most overused montage song of all time. But I'd also like to thank Green Day for being the second runner-up with I Hope You Had the Time of Your Life. Sorry, Green Day, it's just McLachlan's song was a little bit sadder. And this is the time for mourning. I'm the nostalgia critic, I remember it, so you don't have to. That's right, I have a review to do. You know, I was pondering the other day why so many people got offended when I reviewed the movie Mortal Kombat. I of course pointed it out for the ridiculous piece of horror that it was, but I was surprised to find a lot of people enjoyed it. Why? I mean, okay, it's certainly not as bad as some other films I've reviewed on here, but why do so many people consider it a satisfying movie? Well, a lot of folks have emailed me saying that it's not really so bad once you compare it to the sequel that came out 2 years later, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't think I've ever gotten so many requests to do one movie. Practically every day someone was asking me to review this. Well, I gave in to peer pressure and have decided to look over this shit madness in all its glory. Even the cover gives the strange order to destroy all expectations. Well, judging by the first film, I can safely say that I have no expectations, so this shouldn't be that disappointing. You want to take a look? So do I. Let's jump right in. Oh, I'm sorry, I seem to have popped in the first movie. These are obviously the exact same credits. No, it says Annihilation on there. Maybe they just printed it on the wrong cartridge. Yeah, look at that. It's the first movie. It even says right there. Wait, what? Oh my god, they used the exact same opening! No difference at all! How cheap are these a-holes? Why did you even need to CG a new title? Were there no red crayons at the drugstore to cross it out and just write Annihilation over it? Wow, these guys are really going the extra mile! So it starts out with a mortal recap of the first film. Liu Kang won the championship, Raiden never shut up, Johnny Cage and Sonya got together, I guess, and they even got out with some evil emperor's daughter called Katana or something, I don't know, she was in the movie for like a minute. And they all live happily ever after. Or do they? It turns out that evil is approaching as it starts raining Cirque du Soleil on our heroes, who find themselves surrounded by some nasty henchmen. But our fearless fighters are confident, as Liu Kang gets on his guard, Katana readies for battle, Sonya prepares for... Who the hell is that? That's not Sonya, that's like a totally different actress. Raiden, what the hell's going on here? Ah! You're not Raiden! Johnny Cage! Who are all these people? Ah! You're not Johnny Cage! So wait a minute. If you're not Sonya, you're not Raiden, and you're not Johnny Cage, then what does that make me? Actually, it turns out that they got all new actors for these characters, which is kind of strange because the first film indicates that there will definitely be a sequel. So don't you think they would have had the actors sign on for that? Frank, you're my agent. You gotta get me out of this movie sequel. I know I did the first one, but they don't even have enough money for a new opening sequence. Oh. Alright. I'll just have to fake my own death. I can't go back. So we certainly see a bunch of lightning and cool-looking creatures, but just who are these sideshow rejects who are threatening our heroes?
The Earth was created in 6 days, and on the 7th day, mankind will rest in peace!
Oh god, Jehovah's Witnesses. No, it turns out that all these baddies are working for the evil Emperor of Darkness. What's his name?
Shao Kahn.
Ah, yes, Shao Kahn, the only evil overlord who dresses up like McGruff the crime dog.
As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world.
And take a bite out of crime. He's also accompanied by his queen, Sindel, who also happens to be Katana's... Mother? Did she give birth when she was 2? So the Emperor fights Raiden as he makes fun of his George Washington haircut, as they show off their effects that are so lame that even the angry video game nerd could pull them off. But Cage wants in on these crappy Photoshop effects and enters himself into the battle. But that turns out to be a bad idea. Johnny Cage dies? This film's looking up already! How soon do the other characters get it? So the rest of the heroes escape the Emperor by entering some sort of underground cave. Here, Raiden tries to explain exactly what's going on.
I believe he has resurrected your mother to keep these portals open indefinitely. By reuniting you with her, his spell will be broken. Your mother's soul will be at peace. And his portal's closed.
Isn't that cute? They think we give a crap.
How could the Elder Gods allow this?
I do not know. But Khan must be stopped or your world will perish.
I beat Shang Tsung like I can beat Khan.
You are no match for Khan.
If anyone's going to kill Khan.
Alright, enough with the Khans! So the story is actually kind of hard to follow. I guess they have to split up and roam between the realms of the human world and Outworld as the Emperor slowly merges the two worlds together. Their goal, I guess, is to just find a way to stop the Emperor and his evil queen. Sounds simple enough, so how are we gonna travel? By using the cage balls from American Gladiators, of course! Just watch these things move. And that's not my crappy editing or anything, that's really how they move. Look at these things, it's like taxis for gerbils. On top of that, 2 people have to ride on it, facing each other, thrusting forward, and heaving their bodies to make it go. This is like the most awkward amusement park ride in the world.
When visiting Six Flags, be sure to ride the fuck ball. Hours of uncomfortable, unpractical, and all-around unenjoyable fun. It's like the Tunnel of Love, only it's a fuck ball. Must be at least this perverted to ride.
Meanwhile, we cut to the Temple of the Emperor, where we see him discuss the takeover of Earth with his father.
The merger has begun. Earth is under attack. And it is glorious!
I am acting!
Did you make Raiden beg for his life before destroying him?
Thank you, that was very necessary.
Raiden is of no concern to us.
You let him live? I have no use for excuses. I've broken the sacred
rules. Get out of my personal
rules.
space, floaty! So Liu Kang and Kitana are attacked by the only robot who wears dreads, as they continue through another action sequence where people are just jumping around on strings. It's like Crouching Tiger hidden bullshit. There's so many strings in this movie, I keep thinking there's a puppet master at the top of the screen.
Pull the string! Pull the string!
But then they're saved by a familiar face, Sub-Zero. Well, wait a minute, didn't he freeze to death in the first movie?
You killed my older brother.
Oh, that was his brother, 7 degrees Celsius. Okay, I get it now.
You killed my older brother. So why did you help us?
Because I hated him, he was a douche.
We have a common enemy, Sub-Zero. You must help us.
Well, now wait a minute, she just called him Sub-Zero. Okay, maybe it was Scorpion, the yellow guy, who was the brother in the first film that died. Okay, now that makes sense. So, who are they gonna encounter next? What is going on? We saw both of these guys die in the first movie. Why are they suddenly back? Did they both have brothers? Are they themselves brothers? Are they clones? Are they the same people but different actors? All the other actors are different, so how am I supposed to tell? I follow lectures on black hole theories less complicated than this. Amidst all the fighting, Scorpion grabs Kitana and takes her back to the Emperor. Suckers! Nah, 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 nah! Meanwhile, we cut to Sonya, who looks like she's pretty busy breaking into Jurassic Park, trying to find more pointless fight scenes to partake in. She comes across her counterpart named Jax, who just had the best steroid injection he ever had in his life.
Alright, stand back, let's see what I'm made of.
Whoa, it turns out I'm made of awesome. But a lost G.I. Joe action figure comes in to make their escape a little tougher.
I come free with any Happy Meal.
So ninjas come in as we partake in, gasp, another fight scene.
Behold my accessories, they are all sold separately.
Be careful of what you hit. One of those buttons might zap Timmy on the electric fence.
My batteries are not included, motherfucker.
Okay, seriously, how many jump scenes can you have in a friggin' movie? It's like they're fighting in a trampoline factory. Look at these ninjas, the foot soldiers were more threatening than them.
A sun chop!
So Sonya finds some sort of flammable molten milk or something and blows it at the Tweety Bot, roasting him alive.
This is not covered by my guarantee.
Then they have to rush out of the building for the biggest, most incredible green screen explosion you've ever seen in your life. You know, guys, you don't have to blow up everything, especially if you don't have, oh, I don't know, the explosion! Meanwhile, Liu Kang roams the desert, searching for some form of life that can help him get Kitana back. Instead, he comes across an obvious wolf effect that they could not afford. That 2 seconds of mediocre special effects is known as Nightwolf, a Native American warrior who looks suspiciously like Spirit from G.I. Joe, and is just about as hammy.
But to beat Shao Kahn, you've got to pass 3 tests. First one's courage.
I don't have time for these stupid games!
Oh, well, that's not good. The second challenge was stupid games. So Nightwolf tries to help him discover his inner beast by showing him past clips from the other movies. That would bring out anybody's raging inner beast. Look, he's turning into the Hulk!
You wouldn't like me when I'm Liu Kangry!
What Liu Kang didn't know, apparently, is that when you find your inner beast, hot, half-naked women appear to offer themselves freely to you.
With you, Liu Kang, I'm not afraid.
I can clearly see that.
No!
My heart belongs to another.
Your heart belongs to another? Who? What, Katana? That chick you've known for less than an hour? How does she own your heart? True, you just met this other woman, but give her a few minutes and you will have known her just as long. Unfortunately, the young lady doesn't take rejection well, as she transforms into a fearsome ninja and starts whooping Liu Kang's ass. Is it okay if we go back to having sex? So it turns out the young woman's name is Jade, and she was just testing Liu Kang. Yeah, that's it. To see if he would give in to temptation. He doesn't, so I guess she's joining him on his quest. I don't know, makes about as much sense as anything else. Meanwhile, we see Sonya and Jax as they too roam through the desert. There, they come across, here's a big surprise, someone else to fight!
Katana? You wish.
Oh, glad to meet you, you wish. I seriously cannot believe how many fight scenes there are in this movie. I mean, look at this! It's just two women fighting each other, covered in mud. Heaving their large-breasted bodies onto each other, touching one another, rolling around, grabbing each other's hair, getting all dirty and messy mud all over their bodies, forcing their clothes to cling to their skin ever so tightly, revealing their slim feminine figures for all of us to see, biting and clawing at each other, giving into their animal instincts, clawing one another like cats, and hissing and screaming until one of them comes out victorious. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh yes! Oh yeah! Oh my God! Shut up! Shut up!
Yes, you're a dirty little kitty, aren't you? Just a dirty, dirty little kitty. Yes, you are. You're Oh, yeah.
So after that scene, Sonya defeats You Wish and is suddenly attacked by, Bowser's anorexic sister, but is saved by Jax, who puts that computer-generated sock puppet in his place. Meanwhile, we see Raiden talking to the gods as he tries to figure out how the Emperor went against the rules of Outworld in Mortal Kombat.
Ah! A scene without fighting! Take it away! Take it away!
Raiden then rejuvenates himself, trying to pull off the Billy Idol look, as he meets up with the rest of our heroes. We find out that our heroes have to travel to Outworld to rescue Katana and, I guess, remove the spell from her mother that makes her all vampirish. Faster than you can say, STOP FUCKING FIGHTING! Another fight scene pops up, as we see Raiden split from the team to take on some more ninjas. So are you guys gonna hit each other, or...? Could you maybe stop doing flips and actually attack one another? Will somebody just throw a punch? For crying out loud, this isn't Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Ballet. Well, I had enough of this fight. Let's see how the other guys are doing fighting the vampire chick. But hey! What, you fought her off screen? Are you telling me that I missed another possible girl-on-girl action scene? What a ripoff! But they were fighting in Jello too. So Liu Kang breaks into the fortress to rescue Katana. I guess it looks like smooth sailing from here.
It's a trap, Liu.
Oh! Thanks! Well, you gotta tell me that before or after he cut my head off? So Liu Kang fights the worst Spencer's costume he ever saw and gets Katana out of her cage. Here, Katana tries to use her magic to break her mother from the Emperor's spell. But her magic doesn't work, as the Queen escapes their grasp by doing her Wonder Woman twirl. So, what now?
If Sindel is not the key to closing Khan's portals, then Khan has a higher allegiance.
Wait a second. That tattoo, I've seen it before.
It is a permanent mark that allows safe passage through the portals for the bearer and his passengers.
You know, I think I just figured out one of the major problems with this movie. There's no story, there's just explaining. How do we stop Khan? Let me explain. Where do we go next? Let me explain. It's just explaining and fighting, and I get enough of that from my own government. So please, explain to us why you have that tattoo.
My father is an elder god.
If your father's an elder god, what does that make Khan?
Shao Kahn is my brother.
Alright, enough of these cliches. Let's just jump to the final fight scene where our heroes face off against Khan and his warriors. But wait a minute, why isn't Raiden coming? Oh, I know. Perhaps he has some sort of foolproof backup plan to sneak in and stop the Emperor, taking him by surprise. So, tell us, Raiden, God of Lightning, what's your strategy to help our team?
I will pray for you all.
Fuck you! Get your ass in there, Thor! I mean, what, is he literally standing somewhere in the back shouting, "Don't worry, I'll bravely watch you die from the sidelines"? After he does some serious soul-searching, Raiden does finally come to his senses and fight his brother. Finally, a groundbreaking epic duel. God versus God, brother versus brother. An incredible battle that will no doubt be the highlight of... Why were you even in this movie?
Game over. Suckality.
Alright, so our heroes have to deliver the big fight as they use their martial arts skill to their full potential. Best death ever. It's up to Liu Kang to stop the evil Emperor now, but in what way should it be decided?
Will be decided as it should be.
Immortal Kombat.
Hell yeah! Oh. Mortal Kombat! But Liu Kang gives into his inner beast and becomes... whatever the hell this is. But so does Khan, who magically transforms himself into a giant... Okay, how can we take this seriously? How would the duck have better effects than this? So Liu Kang, of course, defeats Khan, his father turns into a Rubik's Cube, they get Katana's mother back, restore order to the world, and they live happily ever after. Or do they? Yeah, they do pretty much. But I don't! I mean, this movie makes the first Mortal Kombat look like a masterpiece! I mean, nothing in this movie makes any sense or has anything resembling positive entertainment. So does that make the first Mortal Kombat a good movie? No, but it definitely makes it a movie. Which is more than I can say for this pig shit! If you have a chance to pass it up, do so, and never look back as long as you live. Oh, I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember it, so you don't have to.